English with Deck.
That was a good wee stretch there. Well, what's happened today? House has been cleaned. Kids have been dropped off to school. Don't know why I made it sound like there was a Z at the end of kids, but anyway, there we go. The kids, or kids as they are commonly called, have been dropped off at school. Run has been completed. Did a nice 7k. Up and down today. No flat grounding today. What else has happened? Oh, I did a big clean of the kitchen sink area, and then above that we've got a sort of window level shelf, the length of the kitchen. It gets a bit cluttered occasionally, so needed a clean, a declutter, if you will. Ate lunch. I actually had a tuna sandwich again. That's like the third tuna mayo sandwich I've had this week. I think I need to be careful, otherwise I am going to turn into a tuna at this rate. Oh dear. And I guess I need to go shopping later for some bits, but I might just leave that for tomorrow. And I better make sure I bring my point card. Hey guys, it's Deck here from Deck English with another episode of English with Deck. Let's go. Okay, so if you go shopping independently at all, you will probably be aware of point cards in some way, shape or form. Now, as far as I know, point cards are pretty popular to varying degrees in every country, and as far as I'm aware. But, in Japan, it's a whole nother world. It's bonkers. There are so many options to choose from. When you go into a shop, let's say you just need to top up on the daily essentials. You need to grab some milk, some bread, maybe some toothpaste, coffee, cup of tea, a cup of tea, sure, or some tea bags, and just the really small stuff, or of course if you're doing a big shop, but whichever it is, when you get to the till, that question comes. Now, and that question is going to be, do you have a point card? Done, done, done. Now, normally, this would be a pretty straightforward question, right? Oh, yes, I do. No, I don't. There's not that many options to choose from, surely. Oh, yes, you are so wrong. You are so wrong. I've got a little list here of some main ones, and there are many, 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 many more on top of this. Okay, so do you have a point card? And then depending where you are, well, the answer could be rack 10 point, D point, Ponta, V point, pay point, the shop's own point card, a physical bank card, a barcode, an app, a campaign you didn't even know existed. The list goes on and on. I have my wallet in my hand. And let's count. I have just thought to do this now. I'm counting my point cards, which I hold in my wallet daily. 1. That's not a point card, not a point card, not a point card. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of 1, 2, 3. 7 out of 10 point cards plus some clinic. What are these? Okay. Oh, 8. 8 out of 10 of the cards, which are not bank cards or credit cards, are point cards. The others are, what are they? They're for the when I go to the doctor or the clinic, and then you have your appointment card. They write on the appointment date, the time, etc., and your member number. So that's for another episode, though. We'll get into that another time. Anyway, that just emphasizes my point, and that's the physical ones, you know. Obviously, there are the digital ones to top it off. Now, I'm just going to randomly, okay, application wise, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Damn, okay. And they're the ones I use reasonably regularly. Okay, so yes, it's not just a simple, do you have a point card question. It's a, do you have a point card? Which point card do you have? Maybe you can get these points today. Maybe you can get these points if you come back tomorrow. If you spend an extra 1,000 yen, well, you can get 100 extra points. Is it worth it? Probably not, but I'm going to do it anyway. You know, point cards look so simple. But they're a whole other world, seriously. I mean, the concept is simple. You spend money, you earn points, you come back again, you spend the points, you spend more money, you earn points, you come back again, you spend the points. You know, and that's straightforward. It's really straightforward. And to add on to that, maybe on certain days of the week, days of the month, you get extra points. Spend X amount, you get double points or similar, whatever. But the concept is pretty straightforward. But until I came here, I don't remember seeing or hearing about even such a point card related culture, you know? Honestly, if I go to the convenience store, the supermarket, the drugstore, a restaurant, online shopping, payment apps, I can't think of any shop I would go to where I don't have the option of collecting points or using their point card, to be honest with you. And one survey I found on the internet says that around 80% of people in Japan actively collect or use points when they shop. And so that makes this, a very common part of daily life. You know, I think people generally are pretty good worldwide at sort of collecting points, you know, bargain hunting, finding a bargain, finding that cheap deal, finding that great deal, you know, getting maximum points for it. But, you know, the amount of campaigns I come across here is just, wow, it's a bit of an assault on the senses. You know, you go into a shop, bam, 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 bam. You are bombarded with campaign offers, campaign deals. You turn on the TV, the radio, you go on the internet, you are bombarded with these offers. They are just thrown at you. And, you know, some of them are pretty good. But other ones, you know, it does kind of feel like, well, it's actually not worth it, you know. And when you think about it, you're not really gaining or saving that much. So you're just encouraged to spend more money, really. And that is the curse of point cards. So, you know, it can really affect you because maybe you'll choose one shop over another simply because of the points. And you might buy something even if you don't really need it at that moment, simply because the points are doubled or tripled, you know? And of course, this is a worldwide phenomenon. It happens all over the world. But, you know, it's a bit different here for the reasons I've mentioned. And also, I think it's a lot more readily available. You know, it's very in your face about it. Okay. Now, just to follow on from that, you know, I also want to talk about loyalty bonuses. Now, loyalty programs are like little bonuses. And I guess they're designed to keep customers connected to a shop, an app, or like a brand payment system. So, you know, well, if you get sort of points every Sunday because you go to the same shop every Sunday. Sometimes they will give you extra points on the third or fourth time that month. For example, there is a really popular one called D-Belay, D-Point. And when you pay with them, I forget the exact figures without looking at it, but for the first time you get one stamp, and then the second time you get another, and the third time you get another. On that third payment, you get a little prize. It's usually only a couple of points, so a couple of yen. And then it repeats. And then I think on the third time round, you get extra points, but you've also got to spend extra to get your one stamp. And then I think, might be wrong here, but it's like 5 or 6 rounds. But after the third round, the fourth, fifth, and if there is a sixth, the sixth round as well, to actually gain the stamps each time, you have to spend a lot more money. And then the points you get, well, they're all right. So, but it's nothing super duper amazing. I mean, one could argue, if you're going to spend the money anyway, you might as well spend it with and get some points, which is true. But are you really going to buy those things anyway? Would you really spend that money anyway? So it's always a bit of a conundrum, When I first came here, I was super into this whole point card system. I was like, yeah, give me these points, give me points, give me points, give me points. And I ended up paying for so much stuff I didn't really need or wouldn't have bought without it. It's sort of the thrill of getting points, And in recent years, well, I've calmed down with that, I guess. Or maybe, let's say, not calmed down, so to speak. I have realized the true effectiveness, or should I say the true ineffectiveness of a lot of these campaigns. Now, don't get me wrong, I am not slagging off points or people who collect points or anything, because if done right, you can actually save a lot of money, and I am not denying that. And I am just talking about the idea that just by spending money to get points, you are saving money. That is... So, yeah, as always, I'm really curious. How do you find point cards? Do you find them a burden? Or do you find them actually to be a real asset when you are going about your daily life? Or even when you are doing a big shop, a little shop? I'm really curious. So feel free to let everyone know in the comments, and I would love to hear what you all have to say. Okay, guys. Well, remember, English doesn't have to be difficult. See you in the next one. Bye now.